During a mission trip a few years ago, I traveled to the Rancho San Juan Bosco Orphanage for Boys in Tecate, Mexico. While traveling across the border, I saw the actual border fencing between the United States and Mexico. I had expected an enormous, bulky brick wall guarded by a number of Border Patrol agents, but it was nothing like what I had expected. Instead, it was simply a continuous fencing made from thin metal sheets with small razor blades lining the top. Advertisements had been printed on these sheets, and there were few Border Patrol agents in sight other than the hundreds at the actual crossing points. Even though it was less than what I had anticipated, I began to wonder, why did we come to need all these security measures, and what exactly were the issues at hand? The U.S.-Mexico border is almost 2,000 miles long. These two nations are mainly divided by the Rio Grande, a large river running between both nations. 4 U.S. states line this border: California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. It is the most frequently crossed international border in the world, with 42 crossing sites and 250 million people crossing annually. However, illegal entries accompany legal entries. With 500,000 illegal entries each year and a necessary 20,000 Border Patrol agents guarding the border, it is obvious that security issues are rampant. The United States Border Control has a unique history. Immigration first became a problem in the early 1900s, possibly as early as 1904, when illegal Chinese immigrants crossed the border. Mounted guards from the U.S. Immigration Service patrolled the border, attempting to restrict this immigration. In March 1915, Congress authorized a more elite group of border patrolmen, the immigrant inspectors. These men's efforts were still mainly aimed at restricting Chinese immigration. Jeff Milton was the first and most famous immigration border patrolman. In 1924, the United States Border Control was officially created. The 1940s and World War II brought extremely tight security measures around the border. Problems continued throughout the 50s, but the 1980s and 1990s in particular saw a significant rise in illegal entries. These entries also brought problems with drug smuggling. After the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, Homeland Security became a primary concern, which still remains today. As illegal immigration has been a national problem for over a century and is at an all-time high since World War II, tensions are growing stronger. As I worked with the boys at Rancho San Juan Bosco, I learned that every one of them dreams of someday living in the United States. But as long as they lived in the orphanage, they simply wanted to learn about our culture. They wanted to learn English. They wanted to experience a snowstorm. They wanted to watch American movies and try American food. By no means did they desire to enter our country illegally. They simply wanted to someday have a fresh start in a country with endless possibilities. Illegal immigration from Mexico seems to have caused Americans to make generalizations towards Mexican citizens. I, however, will always view my friends at Rancho San Juan Bosco, along with other Mexicans desiring to live in the United States, as persons who only want to experience a quality of life not possible in their current position.